Welcome back! In this video we will learn about creating various shapes. For that we will have to go to Shapes button right here. I will close this grid by pressing G and I will start by creating a line, and at the creation method I will set it to be on corner. I will show you what all of these words corner, smooth and Bezier mean soon. I will create a line and then right click to stop the line and then right click again to exit create line. We go to modify and what we can find here are the vertices, which I can select and move them as I want. Segments, and spline, which is the whole big line composed of all the segments. The shortcuts for these three are above QWERTY keyboard. 1 is for vertex, 2 is segment, and 3 is spline. I will select the vertex and right click on it. You see that now it's set on corner, and I will convert it to smooth to show you what this does. Basically, it made this whole part that contains the vertex into a cursive line. If I do this to all the vertices, for sure it will look like this. If I click on Bezier, it will have these points that act like this. I can drag on X, on Y, or on both of them in the same time. And the last option of a vertex is Bezier corner, and it seems like there's no difference from before, but when I drag one point, it only moves one part of the line and not the whole thing. I will now delete this line and create another one, but this time I will go for smooth and smooth. Right click and right click again, and we go to modify. You will notice that depending on which of these three I choose, this command panel will be different. I will start by choosing vertex and click on break. Now you see that it separated my spline into two parts from the vertex that I selected. If I want to unite them again, I have to bring them as close as I can and then go to weld. It will unite them as long as the distance between the vertices is smaller than the one written here. For example, if I type 10 centimeters, which is more than the space between them, it will bring them back together. Now we have to check if they are on smooth again, and yes, they are. Another thing we can do is add more vertices on a line if we go to refine. And now every time I click on the line, it will add a new vertex. If I want to delete some of the vertices, all I have to do is select them and press delete. If I want to connect these 2 points, I have to go to connect and just draw the line between them. I will delete this now and go to creating a rectangle. If I want to be able to do more with this 2D object, I have to convert it just as I was converting 3D objects into editable poly, but 2D objects are supposed to be converted into editable spline. Now if I want to modify a corner, I can click on fillet and use it like this. I can also click on chamfer and it will do this. And also I can give an amount if I know exactly what I want. If I go to segment and select one of them on my rectangle and press on divide, and let's say I want it divided in 2 parts, I will type 1 and it will add a vertex in the middle that separates my segments in 2 parts. If I want 3 little segments, I will type 2 at divide and so on. So in conclusion, don't forget that you should always type the wanted amount of segments minus 1. If I want to use only one part of this shape, I can select some of them together by clicking and keeping Ctrl pressed at the same time and then clicking on Detach. And then it will ask me to name my new shape. I will just name it new shape, and then to access it I will need to go back to the modify menu, and now I can work with it separately from the other one. I will undo this detachment now and show you another way you can detach the shape. We select again the 3 segments and then tick same shape and then detach, and now it won't ask me to name the new shape because this new spline is in the same shape, which is rectangle 1. It is basically the same as breaking the vertexes, which we did earlier. I will undo again, and this time I will tick same shape and copy and then detach, and now I will detach a copy of our shape. I will delete all of this now and create a rectangle again. Then I will do a circle and an n-gon, which is a cylinder with a desired number of sides. Now I will right-click on the rectangle and convert it to an editable spline. To show you some new tools, I will firstly have to attach all of the shapes together by going to Attach and pressing on the other objects that I want attached to the rectangle. With the circle selected, I go to Boolean with the union option selected and then press on the rectangle and it will unite both of my shapes. If I press on my N-gon as well, it will unite all three of them, of course. I will undo it. I will select my rectangle, and if I select the subtraction and then press on the other two shapes, it will basically cut my rectangle form on the shapes that I had before. I will undo again and this time select intersection. By pressing on the circle, it will just leave me with the intersection between the rectangle and the circle. I will show you what mirror does as well. Let's say that I have that united shape again. If I select the whole thing and press mirror, it will mirror my shape on the axis that I suggest. If I want to mirror a copy, I just tick copy and press mirror again for a new mirrored copy of the shape. I will undo until I reach the initial shape again to show you that we can also trim these splines. Basically, we have obtained the same thing as with boolean and union, but this time our shapes are still separated, but with boolean they would have been welded automatically. If I press on extend, it will just draw the line that I want to extend until it reaches another line. But if I press extend on a line that will basically stop into nothing, it won't do it because it doesn't really make sense. But if I go to create line from here and draw a line that will stop the extended of my other one, then it will work. So these were the most useful stuff about Editable Spline. I hope we gave you a better image of what you can do with it, and stay tuned for our next lesson that will come out next week. Also, check us out on Instagram and Facebook for the latest updates on what we're gonna do next.